Okay, so I'm Scott, W2LC, the Western New York Section Manager of the ARRL. Let me just go through the presentation. So I'm going to talk about some of the things going on at the ARRL, the Western New York Field Organization, a little bit about ARES. I actually have too much to present, so I'm going to go through it pretty quick. If you want me to slow down, let me know. Some things I might skip by, depends on how this goes time-wise. So let me look at 7:30. So it's basically what I'm going to talk about. ARRL membership benefits for club affiliation. There will be a quiz at the bottom there. We're going to have two quizzes. That's because I'm a retired engineer. Let me go to my intro. So I'm a retired electrical engineer, but I'm a professor at Onondaga Community College now. So I teach electrical technology at the college. So we're going to have a short quiz. It actually has nothing to do with amateur radio. Just a couple things I threw in there. So I was originally licensed 1969. I hate to admit that. WN2LCC. So the WN, it's a novice license when there used to be a novice license way back when. The W2LC is a vanity call sign I got in 96. But I'm also previous section manager from January 1 of 2000 through 2010. My previous stint as section manager. And I am active on the air with some temporary antennas right now. And I'll show you why I have temporary antennas at the end. So ARRL is the National Association for Amateur Radio. So that's the association that promotes amateur radio in the United States and helps to protect our frequencies and privileges in amateur radio. ARRL headquarters is in Newington, Connecticut, if you don't know that. So I was up in Newington last year. W1AW, well, you guys operated W1AW, so that's the ARRL headquarters station. They have great antennas up in Newington, 3 operating positions. And if you do go up to Newington, you want to take a tour of the ARRL. Tours are available, and you can meet some of the staff if you happen to visit up in Newington.
Hey, Scott.
Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. We are just seeing the first slide, the ARRL happenings. We're not seeing any additional slides. There you go. All right, thank you.
Okay, so I had it in presentation mode. So apparently it wasn't going.
Oh, it was. You have to share the specific screen that you're presenting.
Yeah, you would have to share that specific screen if you're in. If you want to maybe get out of that, or else if you just click.
Okay, let me. All right, let me go back to there. Do share. How about entire screen? You think that'll work?
Sure, let's try that.
Let's try that. Okay. And allow.
And let's see what I got.
Back to the presentation. So you can see the presentation?
I can see the presentation. I can see the slides, the slide thumbnails on the left. And the right now I'm seeing, you're right. There you go. That's the one we want.
Okay, back in presentation mode.
Yep.
All right, so I'll go back. So this is a W1AW operating location. That's the building that they're in. So you can actually go up to Newington and operate, but you guys operated right down there. 900 contacts, so you guys did pretty well. I operated up here for a while. I had a little over 400 contacts myself. So is that the tower picture?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so it works now. So this is one of the towers at W1AW. And so at one point I was looking at the top Yagi. I don't know how well you can see it. And I was thinking, oh, they got a big 6-meter Yagi up there. But what it is, it's actually a 7-element 10-meter Yagi that's at the top. So this is why their signal is so strong. And if I can get my cursor on there, if you can see the cursor, right there is a wire antenna.
Yep.
And so that's a 4-wire 80-meter dipole. It's called a cage dipole. And that's up about 90 feet, strung between the two of the towers. And the cage dipole gives you a very good bandwidth on 80 meters. You can pretty much cover the entire band under 3 to 1 with a cage dipole. It's 4 wires in parallel. nothing super fancy. The one that they have up there looks like the wires are spaced by 6 to 8 inches or so, and that goes to another tower. So that's the lobby at League headquarters. So I'm standing just inside the door of the lobby. Just to the left of me is the receptionist, real nice young lady. I don't know if she's a ham. So I was kind of wondering if she's not a ham, why she works at the ARRL, but I'm sure it's, a perfectly fine job.
She's just not a ham yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't ask her if she was a ham. She just didn't seem like the type to be a ham. She was kind of young, although there are young women hams, though, around. At the college, we have one of the professors. She's, I think, 27, 28, and she does have a ham license. So there's actually a couple people with ham licenses at the school. So in the background there, and you really can't see it too much. Oh, you can see some of the Heathkit equipment. They have a display of vintage equipment, mostly from 60s, 70s, maybe 80s. Over to the left, they have a setup with different periodicals that they sell in that lobby. So recent activity. So 2026 is year of the club. You already know that. So operating W1AW portable in every state is going on right now, and I'm glad you had the opportunity to do that. It's kind of nice to be able to do that from home. 2026 is also the 100th anniversary of the ARRL field organization. That's where the section managers come into play. So 100 years ago, I guess there was a section manager. I'm not sure what the state of affairs was back then. Originally, it was section communications manager because it was more national traffic system oriented at the very beginning. They have the Worked All States 250th anniversary award of the U.S., so America 250, I think they're calling it. So there's different Worked All States awards you can get. You can get a what do they call it? You can get a Worked All States award for getting all W1AW stations in all 50 states. You can get 5-band Worked All States and whatever for this year, the 250th anniversary of the U.S. And you already know W1AW is active in all 50 states, and we come up again in August. So I think this first week with W1AW, one thing I noticed is that there were people calling me, but it wasn't like an unruly pileup. So I think it's catching on now that we're a couple of weeks into it. I think it's starting to catch on. It's a year of the club newsletter contest, a club website contest, a photo submission thing. I'm not sure what the photo submission is for. They had a couple club contests going on if you're interested in that. They have the Marconi program. I think you guys know about that. It's a program to help clubs get more active and engaged with members and the local community. Just ways to, if you have a club or you know of a club that's having some problems, they may look at this and get some ideas on how to get things moving and more exciting in their club. There's an amateur radio activity report to submit your latest activity. So if you're doing like a public service event or something notable in that area, or even W1AW activation, you can get on there and submit a write-up and some pictures. And they're looking for stuff like that to share in the different ARRL publications and on the website as well. So ARES, I'll try to make this quick. So Amateur Radio Emergency Service. There is a link for ARES resources, which I have on the screen. So these are a few of the things that are available on the ARRL website for ARES resources. Hopefully you can't hear my dog barking. I have a red-bone coonhound. Very nice dog, but she's very excitable. Any animal outside gets her barking usually. And ARES groups, depending on what you have in your area, they can register the group with the ARRL. The ARRL would like ARES groups to register so they know you exist, basically. That you're supporting ARES. So there's a registration link. There's also a link for new hams or interested hams to find an ARES group. So if you're registered and you're on the database, someone who's looking for a group to join can actually find you. That's the same for ARRL affiliated clubs as well. This is the ARES contact, John Johnston. He's the new field service manager and director of emergency management. Josh, a real good guy. He's working very hard. It's a little understaffed at the league right now, but they're catching up and doing really well. I think they're looking to hire a couple of people to help out. They had a couple recent retirements. So affiliated clubs, there's a brand new website for affiliated clubs. And I'm going to try to bring that up. I guess I'll have to share it. Do I have it up?
We should be on that list.
We're on, yeah.
All right, so now I got to get the meeting back up. So you didn't happen to see it there, did you?
Right now, we're just sort of seeing the Zoom window.
Here it is. I'll do the entire screen.
Yeah, so maybe, yeah, go to that. Yeah.
All right, can you see that?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, so this is the new affiliated club page, and they just came out with this in the last week or so. They rolled it out, had to troubleshoot it for a while, and so it is out and live on the website, although you need the link to get in. So some of the benefits for affiliated clubs, mailing lists. If you want to set up a mailing list with the league for your club, you can do mass emails, mailing list labels. So one of these links, I haven't looked at all these links yet, is so you can set up a list of your members and hit all your members with an email all at once. Like if you have to send out a reminder for an event or a reminder for club meetings or whatever, you can do that. It's fairly easy to set up mailing lists. I have that set up for some of the league appointees. But they're offered on the ARRL website. The commission program, if you're not familiar with it, you can receive a commission. The club can receive a commission for signing up new and renewing members. It's $20 to sign up a new member, $5 for a renewing member. The annual report in the lower left there, that's actually the ARRL annual report, so you can see the finances of the league. Information on special services clubs, and another link for that lists all the benefits. So now hopefully I'm back to the PowerPoint.
Yep.
Okay. All right. This is working good. Club affiliation update. So I know you guys are up to date. It was December last year, so thank you for doing that. But if you know another club that needs to update their club affiliation information, so it's arrl.org/club-update. And so I think the people who are able to do that are the contact person, the listed contact person, the president, and vice president should be able to do updates. And the only thing you have to do is you have to log in yourself with your personal ARRL account. There is a PDF file on that address, and I'll send Drew all of these links on instructions on how to update your club. And you can always email the league, clubs@arrl.org, if you're having trouble with it, and they can add a contact so you can get back into your own club information. There are some clubs that have been out of date for so long that they have trouble getting in. They have to get the league to manually update one of their contacts so they can get into the update information. And affiliated clubs, we have a new affiliated club coordinator, Ev Tupis, W2EV. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. So he's
he helped us out with the WNY.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. That's right. Yeah, he's a real good guy. He's very active. He's real gung ho. So it was really good to have him join the crew. So the field organization, I'll talk about that. And I just want to check the time. All right, doing not too bad.
You're fine.
Yeah, so the field organization, that's really the outreach of ARRL to the members and the clubs, is essentially what that is. So it's the 100th anniversary, which I know I believe that, and I know that's true, but it's astounding that the field organization has been around for 100 years. The league has been around for 120 or so. I forget how many. So it's an outreach from the ARRL to you, because they realized that they needed some outreach, or to the potential members, to get you to join up in the first place. That's one of the reasons for doing it. So my role is to organize and oversee the field organization. I'm the local representative from the ARRL to you and the clubs. Although it's not just me, it's the section manager, the assistant section managers, the affiliated club coordinator, the section traffic manager. Any one of the people in the top positions are a representative of the league, whether they want to be or not. And so section manager is an elected position. So members in the section vote for who they want to be section manager. And I'll thank you all for your votes in 2024. Right. I'm gonna let that sink in for a minute.
You're welcome.
Now you're all thinking that I didn't vote for that guy, right? Well, none of you did. That's because I ran unopposed. So if you run unopposed, I equate it to a forfeit in baseball. If you're the only candidate, you win by default. You win 1-0. So there were no other candidates back in 2024. But I was asked to run as section manager again, so I did. So, and I'm semi-retired now, I guess you call it. I have a job, so I can't really say I'm retired, but semi-retired. So I have a little more time for things like this. And that's my doggy camera going off. I'm going to take a minute, just a second, to mute that. Let me mute the camera. Okay, camera's muted. So some of my responsibilities, promoting the ARRL, recruiting new members for the field organization, correspondence with members and clubs. You can see all the information there. Do communicate with the division director and the ARRL staff. And we have monthly section manager meetings where all the section managers get together and we talk about, the topic of the day or the topic of the month. The Western New York website is that address. That might be a little tough to see because of the color. And so it's kind of a gobbledygook address that would be hard to remember. So I'll send that to Drew. I put information on that website. Usually every couple of weeks, I'll update it with Hamfest information. When I get confirmation of Hamfest dates, I put that up there. And some of the links in this presentation are on that website. And I usually try to put something of a little bit of interest on that website. So section manager versus division director, wanted to make the distinction. So the ARRL has a board of directors. There are 15 divisions. So the US is split up into 15 divisions. So the directors set ARRL policy and the dues and expenditures, and the direction of the league is what the directors do. So they run the league. The section managers manage the field organization. Section managers also report directly to the staff at headquarters. We do talk to the directors on a regular basis. I do talk to the Atlantic Division director, but the director is not the boss of the section manager. The staff at the league is our boss. So in the Western New York, we're in the Atlantic Division, and it's Bob Famiglio, K3RF, is our Atlantic Division director, and seems like a pretty good guy. I've talked to him a few times, haven't met him in person yet. So the field organization, just running through some of the appointments in the field organization. Section manager is elected. Everyone else is appointed by the section manager. There's 5 assistant section managers at the moment. Closest one to you is probably Ray, K2RMF. He's out Little East of here, I think. We have a new section emergency coordinator, Mike Little, KB2CCD. New section traffic manager, Andy, W2ZXN. He's out Madison County, I think. And our new affiliated club coordinator, W2EV. Then there's a few others. Public information coordinator for the section is Ed Gutowski, W2GUT. I always kind of laugh at his call sign W2GUT, and his last name is Gutowski, starts with GUT. That cracks me up. Thought it was a fitting call for him. Keith Hibbard is our technical coordinator. We don't have a youth coordinator at the moment. What happened with the youth coordinator is he grew up, graduated from college. He moved down to Virginia and started he has a family and kids now, so he's not young enough to be a youth coordinator anymore. The kid grew up, what are you going to do? So you're ready for a quiz.
Oh boy.
So it's nothing to do with amateur radio. And so here's the quiz. What movie was this house in?
Wow.
So I did visit this
Contact?
I did visit this particular house. Does anyone know?
The Russians are coming?
The Contact?
I'll give you a hint. I have a hint for you. This is the hint.
Go Field of Dreams.
Oh.
Field of Dreams. Yeah, you got it. So where is the Field of Dreams?
Yeah, Iowa or Nebraska.
You remember?
It said it was in somewhere out in the Midwest, but where is it?
Where is it really?
Yeah, in the movie they say it. In the movie they say it's Iowa City, Iowa, but that's not true. It's the Field of Dreams is in Dyersville, Iowa. Even though in the movie they say it's in Iowa City, but it's in Dyersville, Iowa.
Oh.
So I was out there in the corn, standing right next to Shoeless Joe Jackson. He was right next to me. So
Ooh.
Oh,
there's the Field of Dreams. So
very cool.
So if you do go to Dyersville, Iowa, the Field of Dreams is worth about 15 minutes of your time. It's not terribly exciting, except I can say I was there, I guess. So moving on, ARRS. So ARRS, the organization is a section emergency coordinator, assistant, SEC, the volunteers within ARRS. We have a few district emergency coordinators in Western New York who are a little bit more local contact for emergency coordinators than the SEC. And the emergency coordinators is typically one per county. And there have been exceptions to that. There have been 2 ECs in one county, and there's been 1 EC in 2 counties. So there's a couple of variations. Currently, there are 17 ECs out of the 30 Western New York counties. 13 counties without an EC well, it doesn't mean there's not an ARRS group, I should say, but 30 counties without an official EC. I know Broome County is one of them. Currently no EC in Broome County. So I think, not sure who the previous EC was. I'd have to look back at it. But a few of the emergency coordinators got dropped off due to expired membership recently. So that's one of the requirements, is to keep up your ARRL membership. Is there a question?
Yeah, no, we have a races organization here.
Yeah.
But no areas.
Yeah. Okay, so let me move on. So some of the served agencies, these are the ones listed on the ARRL website. So I think the first 4 or the first 5 are served agencies. All the ones at the bottom with the abbreviations. I think that list is a little out of date. So some of those at the bottom should probably be dropped off. Those are actually what's listed on the website, though. So I didn't make any of that up. All right, ready for another quiz? Now, I don't know if this one is harder or easier. It depends on what your leisure activities are. So the quiz, you have to identify where the location is. Then you'll also have to identify first name and call sign of the 2 people in the picture. So
It looks like
what
Idaho.
division?
It looks like
What was
Idaho.
that?
Looks a little like Idaho.
Yeah, that's Boise State University in Boise, Idaho. Yeah.
Oh.
So who are the 2 people? Got any idea? The bigger one is me.
Oh, I know. I don't know her call sign though. Is she related to you?
That's my daughter, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do use her call sign once in a while. So she has a technician, so technicians get novice privileges, CW privileges. So that's Stephanie, my daughter, KC2 Victor Victor Zulu.
Okay.
And the one thing I noted is there's a girl out in I think it's Missouri. It's not, I was going to say Iowa, but I think it's Missouri. And she's a little, well, no, I guess they're similar ages. So this girl in Missouri got her extra class license. I think she said when she was 8 years old, she got an extra. And her call sign was KB0 Victor Victor Tango. And my daughter is Kilo Charlie 2 Victor Victor Zulu. So they're not identical call signs, but I thought that was a little bit of a coincidence that the call signs are that similar to each other.
Was very interesting.
Yeah, so that's Boise State with the blue field. They actually have a patent and I think a trademark on the blue field, so no one else can do a blue field. Okay, the Boise State. Okay, so benefits of membership. I'll go through this pretty quick. So the first one, so if you're a member of the ARRL, you're supporting the national organization that supports and protects amateur radio for you, and I think that's a big one. QST Magazine is the main publication, so any of the members that are sitting out there, we all lost a printed magazine, QST, a couple of years ago. Now I pay to get the print magazine myself, so it's $25 a year to get the printed magazine. That $25 is basically at cost for the ARRL. So when they had the dues increase, they had to do something to kind of separate that from the dues, so it didn't. They need money. They need operating money. So the way they did the dues increase is kind of unfortunate. They kind of did it all at once. I was always telling people that if they had raised the dues like every 3 years by $5, I don't think people would have noticed so much. But the whole thing all at once was kind of a shock to a lot. It was a shock to me, let alone everyone else. But QST is the main magazine. NCJ is the National Contest Journal. QEX is the Experimenters magazine. And On the Air magazine is not just for new amateurs. It's pretty much for everybody. They cover a wide range of topics in On the Air magazine. And all of those are available online on the website if you're a member. And some of the other benefits, Logbook of the World is available, so you can upload your logs and it'll track DXCC, Worked All States, VUCC, and it'll also track this America 250 Worked All States Award. They're setting that up now. There's MCOM training, public relations training online. Those do have a fee associated with them, I think. I'm pretty sure they do. You can buy publications on the league website, license manuals, the handbook, and various other things. One of the good features is a periodical archive. You can look through old issues of QST, old issues of the National Contest Journal, and old issues of the Experimenters magazine. So you can look through all the old issues all the way back to the beginning. There's a Hamfest and convention list. So if you're looking for a Hamfest, you can look up what's in your section, or if you're going on vacation and you think you want to go to a Hamfest, you can look up some other states, see what they have for Hamfest going on. And the last one, the ARRL Foundation scholarships. So my daughter went to Clarkson University, and she did get one of the foundation scholarships. She got $1,000 from the ARRL Foundation for the scholarship that she won. So there's about 100 scholarships available, anywhere from $500 to $25,000. The application period just ended a couple of weeks ago. You must have an FCC license to get one of these scholarships, of course. So those are available. So if you know any young person going to college, they can apply for one of these scholarships. So urge them to do so.
Pardon me, Scott.
Yeah, go ahead.
I believe you don't have. I don't think there's actually an age limit on the scholarship. What I've seen when they sort of announce who won various scholarships, there's definitely pictures of people that are probably, mid-career that are, going back to college. So you don't have to be, I know there's a Binghamton University student here. So check it out next year.
Yeah, I did have one person ask me that, so I had to find out that yeah, as far as I know, there is no age limitation. So anyone going to college. And so that's a lot. There's actually a lot of scholarships available. And so what happens every year is there are some scholarships. I think there's always a couple that don't get awarded because they don't have anyone apply for it. So some of the like $1,000 scholarships, I won't say that they're easy to get, but I think on some of the smaller value ones that they're a lot easier to get than the big one. They don't always get a ton of applicants for some of the scholarships, and some of the scholarships have very specific criteria for getting the scholarship. So some of them aren't available to everyone. Some scholarships are only available to certain areas or certain divisions and so forth. So benefits of club affiliation. So all the clubs are listed on the ARRL website that are affiliated, meeting time and location and club services and stuff. So anyone who's looking for a club can go on the league website and find a club. You can get referrals of prospective amateurs and referrals of new amateurs to your club. There's always a few people every year that say, hey, what is there a club in my area? They're not aware of the clubs, that are available, especially for new amateurs. They don't know all of the clubs in the area. So there are a few people that ask, and then they do get referred to local clubs. The commission program, I mentioned before, 20 for signing up a new member, 5 for renewal. And that's the commission that your club can earn for signing up ARRL members. So I talked about some of this. Email forwarding is available. If you're looking to donate a library book set to a library or school or whatever, you can get a discount on that book set. I don't know offhand what's in that book set, other than I think there's a handbook and license manuals. I'm not sure what else. Now this one, discount on club ads and QST. I always wonder, okay, which clubs do that? But then I realized that the Dayton club advertises the Dayton Handbench. You have the big convention down in Florida. So there are clubs that advertise in QST. At least those clubs do for the big conventions. Club call sign application and filing procedures, you can get help with that through the league, and there's an ARRL public relations kit that you can get as well. So I'm almost done. So anyone with the National Weather Service at the meeting?
Not today, but we do have, again, one of our members is the storm warning coordinator for the local
Weather office.
the local weather office. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I'm reporting a storm here. It's a little late, but so storms, what are they good for? And so you'll find out why I'm bringing this up. So I have temporary antennas right now because all my permanent, I guess they're permanent antennas, were destroyed in a storm.
Oh, just recently?
March 16th, 2025. So the date's on there.
Yeah.
So a storm can hit at any time. They say a tornado sounds like a freight train, and that's true. I know firsthand that that's true. There's lots of moisture swirling around, and you need to get to a safe location. So March 16th, I had to do that. Got hit by a tornado March 16th. I have no idea how big it was, except that it wiped out my tower, destroyed all the antenna. Well, pretty much destroyed the antennas. Was scrambling to get the dogs and head off into the basement, and tornadoes do sound like a freight train, but it sounds like one is running right over the top of your head.
Wow.
So this is my former tower. So I'll show you an after picture. So on the top is 6 and 2 meters. The big antenna is a Pro 67. 6 bands and 7 elements, including 2 40-meter elements. Lower down, about halfway up and a third of the way up, are 2 Mosley Classic 33 tri-banders. So 3 HF Yagis on there. That's the antenna through the trees without the leaves. So you can see the guy wire up in the upper left there coming down. So you can kind of see the Aggies through the trees.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Ouch.
Yep. So that was after the storm.
Wow.
So bent over at the midpoint, and the top of the tower got stuck in the tree over there. So the one Yagi up at the halfway point, I was able to drop that down with fairly minimal damage. That was my best working. Well, the Pro 67 works really good, or did work really good. That antenna is one of my favorite. That Classic 33 halfway up just works tremendously well for some reason. So that's the tree that hit the tower. So with the tower the way it was being, so there's a hole in the trees where the tower is, but I had one of the guy wires is off into the tower, into the trees. And so I reinforced that guy wire in the trees. And so this was about, I think, the 6th, 7th, or 8th tree that hit the tower. This is the one that took it out, though. So when the tornado went through, it sheared off that tree, which hit the very bottom. So that tree that fell down is about a 90-foot tree. And that hit the end of the guy wire, but that guy wire, the reinforced guy wire, didn't break. So what I didn't think of doing is reinforcing the guy wires on the opposite side. So it popped the guy wire to the southwest. It popped it at the link between the steel and the Philly strand. Popped the coupling. So I didn't think about reinforcing the other guy wires. It might have stayed up if I had reinforced all of them. But who knows? So that's the tree that went down. So that's a 90-foot tree. So that picture is taken from about 60, 70 feet away.
Oh.
That's the bottom of the tree. So that's about, I forget exactly how big that is, but it's at least, it's probably almost 2 feet, probably not quite 2 feet in diameter, probably about 20 inches or so. And so that was the bottom end of the 90-footer. It broke off about 6 or 7 feet up from the ground where it sheared off, or it kind of fractured and broke. Close up of the break point on the tower. So I did mostly save that one Trivander. So that is the 40-meter director. So the 40-meter director, it's 40 meters, 17 meters, and 12 meters on that same element. And so that tree is a little bit taller than the tower. So it's about 80, that's up about 80 feet or so, 80, 85 feet. A couple of weeks ago, we had a pretty good windstorm, and that fell out of the tree. So I have to go out into the woods and try to find that element. All the aluminum that was up on the top of the tree has fallen out of the tree now. So the stuff hopefully is on the ground somewhere. Of course, it's pretty bent up. And that's it. So.
All right.
So I have a
So let me go
question.
back.
Yeah, go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, go ahead.
The commission program, does the club do the application, or do we somehow, when we go to the ARRL website, direct it to the club? How does that work?
So there are forms you can download, one for the members signing up, and then there's what they call a reconciliation form for the club, which you fill out. Basically, it's number of members and what the money is and stuff like that. That all gets sent into the ARRL, and it can be emailed. And then they send you a check back for the commission.
Okay.
So that's the basics behind it.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. So if a club member is renewing, they should send in their check with the form indicating that they are a member of the Binghamton Amateur Radio Association.
Right.
All right,
All right.
go check into that.
Can it be retroactive?
I doubt it. No.
So I sort of got this. Now I've been an ARRL member for years, but I do get this kind of feeling they're kind of steeped in bureaucracy. I don't know or is that just me?
There is a fair amount of bureaucracy, but it's getting better because they they finally realized that we have to update the website and we have to make things a little more streamlined and automatic. Like you can renew online. There's a lot of things you can do online now. You can do club affiliation online. You can renew online. I renewed online a couple of years ago. So a lot of the stuff is getting more streamlined as time goes on. They're trying to bring everything up to date and more into the 21st century. So there's a fair amount of bureaucracy, but the website's getting better as we speak. It's actually getting better.
I'm a member of another local club, and in order for the club to get credit, you just put your national member number on the form. You know, it's just so you kind of so
Yeah,
it seems like, but you know, I kind of get, even with Logbook of the World, I guess that's kind of steeped in bureaucracy as well, right? It's kind of.
well, Logbook of the World works pretty well.
But you have to send in a thing and get a thing mailed to you.
The certificate of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to get, what do they call it? It's like the key to access the system.
Right. Yeah.
I forget exactly what it's called, but you have to get the access key for Logbook of the World, and then when you open it up, it'll automatically find the key and then allow you to log into it. So once you set it up, it's pretty easy to use.
Okay.
And that's why Logbook of the World qualifies instead of physically checking a QSL card for the various awards.
Yeah, so if you don't, so you send in your log. So I send in logs periodically for whatever I operate, and then it checks your log against everyone else that has submitted a log. And there are thousands and thousands of stations on Logbook of the World now. And so I'm not sure what percentage of contacts get confirmed, but it's probably 70 or 80% of contacts are confirmed nowadays because so many people are on Logbook of the World. So like DXCC, I have like 240 countries confirmed solely through Logbook of the World. So I'm not on a roll yet, and probably never will be. But I have, well into 242 or something countries confirmed entirely through Logbook of the World. And same for I have 5-band DX, or I do have 5-band DXCC, and I have 5-band worked all states as well on Logbook of the World. I'm trying to get my last 2 states on 160 so I can get 6-band worked all states. Yeah, so that's one of the better things that they did over the years. So, any other questions?
All right, I think unless there's any other questions on the Zoom in the remote.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me to speak. I would have liked to have come down, but I know the weather up here now is actually supposed to get kind of crappy tonight. We actually got snow today, so up here where I am, my unofficial weather spotter tally for snow is 102 inches so far this year. So
wow.
You can have
it.
Good job.
Well, and I'll tell you, I'm not in the snowy area I'm not in the snowy area. You go up to Oswego, which is about, I think it's 18 miles for me to get to Oswego. They're probably up around 200 inches. Then if you go up to Tug Hill, if you know where Adams, New York is, east of Lake Ontario and Tug Hill, they routinely get 300 inches of snow every year. So 100 sounds like a lot, but there are areas that get a lot more snow than what I do here. So.
Wow.
I'll take that. One thing
I have 2 questions here in the chat I wrote.
Go ahead, Noah.
First about, can you have an antenna insurance for any weather? And the second is, what about members who already have an ARRL, a membership personally, not through the club?
Can you relay that one, Drew?
I did, yeah.
Insurance.
Noah, your audio is a little.
Did you ask about antenna insurance?
Yeah, she asked about does ARRL offer antenna insurance? I know you offer rig insurance.
Yeah, I think the ARRL insurance would cover antennas. Now, when I got my homeowner's insurance, I specifically asked about towers and antennas, and they said yes, it was insured. And I did file a claim, and I did get partial reimbursement for the antennas that I lost. So either ARRL or through your homeowners, either way, ARRL insurance may be a little bit cheaper than through your homeowners. But so on my homeowners, I don't know how much extra I'm paying for, to insure the tower and that. I don't really think I'm paying any extra. If it is, it's pretty minimal, I think.
So Noah, what was the other question?
Okay,
About
I wrote
Hamfest?
in the chat. What about members who already have an ARRL personally and not through the club once we establish a club?
Right. So I think when you renew, I guess, if you're when it's time for you to renew your membership,
Next time, yeah.
we need to get you the paperwork to submit for so that the club, and we sort of just discovered that tonight,
Yeah.
so we'll go ahead and make people aware of that.
So she's asking, it's not retroactive.
It's not retroactive, right?
Right.
Not retroactive, no. Yeah, so the club, take a look at it. You're not going to get rich doing it,
Right. But
it's a little bit,
it'll buy another PL 259 cannon. So. All
buy
right,
a couple.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we really appreciate your giving us some visibility into what the league offers us, and feel bad for you for your antenna situation, but hopefully whatever you put up going forward will be 3 dB more gain than you had before. So.
Well, I had pretty good antennas, and now that I'm using not so good antennas, I really miss the good ones.
All right.
Well, thanks for inviting me. It's a pleasure to speak to all of you.
All right. And all right. So we'll also actually Rick NN2K brought up he subscribes to this electric radio magazine, which deals a lot of vintage radios. And in fact, actually, there's an article here by Joe Long who did a talk back in September. So if you want, you can check that out. Also, we have a whole bunch of logbooks that, quite frankly, will never run out. So if you'd like a paper logbook, please come on up and grab one of them this evening.
And new members especially.
New
They get
members.
them.
They get two.
They get two.
All right. Well, thanks again, Scott. Take care.
Yep, you're welcome. Okay, thank you.
All right, and we'll
50-50 tickets.
okay, well, any more people interested in 50-50?
So we got still 50-50 winning tickets available. There's 4,837 Pomados. Up to, I don't know how much that is in dollars, but it's not a lot. They're $1 each. They're 6 for $5. You can get the whole roll for the whole thing.
$100.
$100. $100 takes the whole roll.
And you get
So
that,
they're $1 each and
so you get 50 back.
All right.
You got change for a pen?
Take one. What's the big 12?
All right, so unless there's any other business, we'll close the meeting, and again, we'll send an email out to remind you if you want to join us with the winter field day this weekend, and otherwise we'll see you down the line. Take care, all. Let me see, stop recording again.